Hello, my Crafty Bunch friends and beyond. My name is Celeste, and I am from Moments with Celeste. And I just thought I'd jump on here on the Crafty page today and do a short little craft with you. I know Easter is only 2 days away, so I wanted to do something that kind of is Easterish, but I can handle for all spring long. So what I am going to do, I found this cute little paddle at the thrift store, and it looks like it says barbecue on there, but I'm going to decoupage this, and we're going to decoupage this cute little baby little spring chicken. And I'm trying to remember, there was a free printable download, and I believe I may have seen it on the Chef Berry site. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get this done. So the first thing I want to do here is I'm going to just stain this whole board. So let me put you down. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for popping in today. Good to see you. I'm going to stain this first. And I love the Waverly Antique Wax. I haven't used it as much lately because I've been doing a lot more paper crafting. But boy, in the past I have really helped support this company. That's all I could say. All right, so I'm just going to take, and I just got a paper towel here, and I'm going to go through here and just darken this up a little bit. Now, I do have a good idea that this little barbecue insignia might pop through on this, but I like it anyway. I could do the back side, but, you know, I'm a risk taker. So, if worse comes to worse on it, I can always print myself out another one, right? Okay. So, put that back. We'll come up here and do the top, the handle. I've just been in a little crafty mood today. Got my studio here all organized again today. So, you know, I don't know about you, but whenever that happens to me, it always makes me get in the mood to start crafting. Now, my husband would tell you that I will craft 24/7. He might be a little bit right there. He might be a little bit right. Okay. This done. And if this front turns out like I'm hoping it will, I will come back and we will, maybe after the live, I'll do the back of this. But we'll see how much time we have by the time I get finished. I'm coating the sides as well. Hello, everybody. Thanks for popping in today. Say hi in the comments. I love to see who's on and who's participating in this that I can chat with. Because if you haven't noticed already, I'm kind of a little chatty patty. Oh, look, Chatty Patty just did. She put antique wax on her forehead. And I'll tell you, she don't need any more antiquing on her forehead or face. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. Rub that down a little bit. I love doing this to anything that's wood because it really picks up the different grain that's in the wood. So there we go. I wipe my little mess up here, throw this away. So I'm going to let that set for a minute and let it dry. And I probably should get a little wipe here to get this stain off my hands. I'm such a messy crafter. I really am. Moments with Celeste is a messy crafter. I'm just saying. Oh. I don't know about you guys. Are you guys, do any of you think that you're messy crafters, or are you the type that when you're crafting, you're just able to keep everything nice and neat? Like I wish I could. Okay, now I'm going to take my picture. Now I'm going to take this, and I like to tear out my pieces, and I'm hoping this isn't going to be too wide for this little, I think it's going to be perfect actually. Now I could put water on this edges and, you know, make it rip that way too, but honestly, if I just tear it here, I'll get what I want because the paper is going to cooperate with me today. Okay. This little chick is so cute. I just love it. I'll tear a little more off up here. This reminds me so much of a story from my childhood. So when I was about 4 years old, and my sister would have been about 2, at that time we lived in southern Indiana. And one day, the neighbor lady, who had a couple of kids as well, came over and asked my mom if she could take us with her to the mall. It was Easter, close to Easter. And so she said, absolutely. I'm sure my mother was thrilled to get a break from her 2 littles. So we went, and we were so excited that we got to go to the mall with our neighbor. Well, when we got to the mall, guess what they had in the middle of the mall, all fenced in? Little baby chicks. Yes, they did. And little baby chicks that weren't yellow. Some were yellow. They were purple, they were pink, they were green, they were blue, they were orange, every color you could imagine. Well, you could only imagine the thrill that we 4 kids had when we saw that. And so she was going to let her kids buy 2. Well, then, of course, we wanted to get some. So she went and found a payphone, and she called my mom and told her what had happened and wanted to know if it'd be okay if Mom would let us bring home 2 chicks. So Mom, you know, was kind of an adventure type. And she says, well, sure. Because she thought they're probably going to die anyway. You know, that was her thought. And I'm going to put now, let me dry this real quick, and then we'll get back to the story. I'll leave you hanging here for a minute. So we picked out our chicks, and my sister picked out a green one, and I picked out a purple chick. And the other 2 kids picked out their favorite color, and off we went home as excited as can be. So, you know, it brought a lot of joy in our house. I had an older brother who was 10 at the time. And my mom and dad at first, I think they put them in a little basket, like a laundry basket or something like that. And then it wasn't even 2 days, and we found out that the neighbor's kids, little chickies, had gone to chickie heaven. And they were evidently a little rough with them. Well, I was devastated. Like, nobody's going to do that to my chickie. So then it wasn't too much longer. My sister's green chickie went to visit heaven too. But my purple chickie did not go to heaven for quite a while. In fact, it got so big that my grandmother said she took it. And she had a little cellar, like laundry room. And that's where she put the chicken at that time. It was a chicken now. It wasn't chickie. Well, then before too long, it started roosting in her laundry room. And we got a phone call from Grandma saying that she had called one of her cousins who was a farmer, and they had come and were picking up the chicken and gonna have dinner with it at some point. But every time I see a little chickie and see things like this, I always think of my story of how my chickie lived. So I have gone now and put Mod Podge over this. I'm going to decoupage this with Mod Podge. And I'm going to put it down here. Press it on. And then I'm going to go over it again with another coat of Mod Podge. And I am using the glossy because I like it to have a little sheen on things that are going to be on display. So I'm going to cover this board, and I'm going to cover the actual part that was stained as well. You can see it's already dry. So if you rub that stain in really good when you're putting it on, it does dry pretty quickly. Okay, now I think I'm going to go ahead here and put some on the edges too, just to help seal that in a little better. Come up here. So, did any of you ever have little baby chickies? I don't know if any of you watch the Busy Bee on Facebook. Oh my gosh, she ever a hard worker. She is a busy bee. But the other day, she had a video where she had a chicken that had 12 of the eggs hatch. And so then when it came time for her to relocate them, of course, she put it on the video. It was so entertaining. It was really entertaining. I'm glad this little board has this little leather strip hanger on here. I can use it to hold up my board as I'm going through here. Let's see here. If you don't follow my page, Moments with Celeste, I invite you to do so. We do have a lot of fun things that we do, and everything from paper crafting to home decor, things like this. Just a variety of things. So I'd love to have you join my Moments with Celeste page. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Okay, we got that done. Now I'm going to set this over here, wrap this in this little damp wipe, and then I think I'm going to dry it a little more now that we've got that on there. And let's just see if that insignia pops through. Fingers crossed. Might get a few little wrinkles in it, but that's okay. I love wrinkles on decoupage, I really do. I think it gives it just a little more aged look. My favorite thing is to decoupage with rice paper. I love to do that. Okay, that's got that well enough for now. But there is that. Isn't it cute? Now I think I'm going to take a little bit, I'm not sure if I want to go with the golden straw, just to kind of go around the edges. Let's give it a try. If I don't like it, I can always change it. Let me grab another paintbrush here. Let's see. I've got to get myself some more paintbrushes. All right. Let's open up this little jar and let's just see if I can get the edge touched up a little. Going around, I'm just going to dip it. Just dip it a little bit, not real heavy. And then I'm just going to come here and just kind of go around the edges. So let's see how this does. Oh, I think this will be cute. It's be cute. I'm getting excited for Easter to see all my family that can be here. We're going to have it at my niece's house. And she does an amazing job. We all bring things. So this year I volunteered to do the relish and veggie tray. And we all do all the things. It's so interesting how through the generations we still have some of the same staple things that have been Easters from years ago. And I love that the younger generation has picked up on that as well. And then of course we add in new things along with it, but you know, we have some where you just have to have that green bean casserole or you might as well not even come to dinner. Mashed potatoes. But it's fun adding in too now to different things. Now I could have left this just like it was and it would have been just fine and dandy, but I always have to go the next level up, do something with whatever I'm doing. When I'm doing my lives, a lot of times I'll say, okay, so this will be it, and I'm not going to keep you, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing I say is like, oh, wait a minute. I found something that I want to put on here. So sometimes that causes us to get a good giggle. Okay, see how it's coming along? Okay, now come over to this side. Just dabbing it on those edges. This color I'm using is the Golden Straw. So it's one of my very favorite deco art. When I use a yellow color, I think it's just kind of pretty. Okay, clean that off. Oh, my nose is itching. Okay, so that's what we've got right now. Okay, so let's get that edge dry because I'm going to put some little lace and trim on this as well. And then we'll probably make a bow for the top. Little Chicky, those big black eyes are so cute. Our little doggy is 9 pounds, 15 years now. I can't believe it. Shih Tzu. And the thing I love most about him is he's got the biggest black button eyes. They're so stinking cute. Okay, so there's that. Then, push that down here. Let's see. I'm going to add on here some trims. So I have to decide what trims I want. Now I had a friend that gifted me 3 rolls of this half pearl trim. 3 rolls. So that's going to go a long way. So I'm thinking maybe I could put a little bit of that down here at the bottom. That is going to be really cute. So let me see first if there's a trim that's saying, use me, Celeste, use me, you got to use me, pick me, pick me. I have this one. I'm thinking that's going to be too wide. I don't know though. That's really going to be cute. Look at that. Put that on the bottom. Won't that be cute? So let's go ahead and use that one. So we're going to put it, line it up right here so the little feet still can be seen. Okay. And then I think I will take my, oops, there goes the pearls, my art glitter glue, if I can get it to squeeze out for me. I wasn't planning on using it today, but I'm going to grab it here. Okay. All right, so we're just going to put a bead of that down here. And then we're going to put this on right down to the edge. That looks so cute, you guys. It really does. The simple things can be so pretty, can't they? They really can. Okay, so I've got that on there. Now I'm going to look at that string of pearls. And let's see, I'm going to put it right here in the middle. I'm going to string it right here in the middle on this part that's kind of sticking up a little bit. And that one I'm going to do with the glue gun. Okay. Get that on there. Pretty, pretty. Whoops, and then I yanked it off with the scissors. Glue you back down there. Okay. All right. So we've got that on there. Now I'm thinking I need a little something up here, and I'm wondering if I have a little sunflower here on my page, or my bowls. Not, I know where I can find it. Okay. Get out my handy dandy little organizer here. Right, here's my sunflowers. I'm taking one of these out. Do you love sunflowers? I love sunflowers. When fall gets here, I do all things sunflower. Oh, that's going to be cute. Okay, so I'm going to take and I'm going to use this glue. And then I'm going to use a little dab of the hot glue as well, just to hold it here for now. Oh, she's sweet. Good, that's what we got. And then we're going to make a bow. And now I am not sure what I want to do for a bow. I got several options out here. I'm going to put my glue stick in. Okay. So we've got several little options here that we can do. I can make a little rag bow. This one here might be a little bright, but let's just see. And I don't want it real big, but let me cut a couple pieces of this little kind of a sunshine yellow ribbon. Got 4 strips about like that. Then let's see, what else do I have? I have some of my coffee stained seam ribbon. So we're going to do that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what other ones do we have? Oh, let's do a little piece of muslin. Let's see here what we've got. Don't you love that sound? I love it. Oops, I better go right there. Won't be using all of it, but I will at some point. Set that over here. Okay, let's cut off a few strips of this. And then we'll just kind of see what we have. Okay. Move this over here. And then I'm going to just do that little crisscross method here. So we'll see how far this takes me. I do have a Bodabra, but honestly, I don't use it very much because usually just find myself jumping in and let's get it done, you know. So, let's see, we'll put this one over here a little bit. Put this one up here, put this one over here. Cross, 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 cross. Then I think I'm going to go with, got one more piece of the yellow here, I guess I can do. Another piece of this. And another piece. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Now let's try this and just see what it comes out looking like. So if you see there, I've got a little, kind of just layered and crisscrossed them in a shape of an X. So let's take some twine. I like this little narrow, thin twine that's the white and the cream together, or brown together. Okay, let's do this. Let's go down here in the middle of it all. I think I'll turn it over and do it this way. That's what I think I'll do. Okay. Then we're going to take it and tie this really tight. In a knot. And there we have the little shabby bow. Got a piece here that kind of needs pulled out a little bit. But there's our shabby bow. And it is shabby, I do say. Let me pull some of these coffee ones out of the seam binding so we can see that. And we just play around with it until we get it to where we want it to be. But I think, let's see, push the middle over a little bit. Looks like it was a little longer on one side than the other. Okay, now I'm going to come over here and I am going to trim off a little bit of some of the yellow. So I just feel like it's just a little too long and taking over. I'm going to do a little kind of a half dovetail on those big ones. See what I'm doing here? Okay, we're almost there. So she says. So she says. Okay, I'm going to leave these other ones kind of longer because I like them that way. And then we're going to come up here. Now I could tie it on this piece that's already on here. And that's what I'm going to do because then, you know, that's a built-in natural hanger on there. Let's go ahead and tie it up here and see what happens. Let's see how it works here. Because I could, if I have to, I could glue it as well, which I might do also. Okay. So there's the hanger. There's your little crazy bow, little fuzzy bow. And there we go. I'll fix this here. I think I'm going to bring it up. Let's do this. I don't want that waddling all over. Okay. And for the middle of the bow, I do always like to put something on the middle. So I've got some wonderful big white buttons. And let's see which one I'm going to go with. I think this one here will be too big. And this one here will be just right. This little one, isn't that pretty? So let's get that on. Oops. There we go. Okay. There we have it. Can't get much easier than that, can we? But there's my little chick that I can hang, or I can even set it in a plate setter. And just enjoy it. Here for the spring. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I invite you to join my page at Moments with Celeste, to follow me. I love being here on the Crafty Bunch and meeting all my friends, getting friends, new friends and all that. So thank you so much. And I hope you all have a blessed Easter. Bye-bye.